um, WebGL
Mm-hmm.
on our Raspberry Pi.
Yep.
And then we have Unity Linux on Raspberry Pi. And then we have UnReal Linux desktop working. And then we have UnReal Linux Raspberry Pi still do. So here's the list that we have. Does that seem, the states seem accurate?
Look at real quick.
Okay. So what was that you were showing? What was that, Jim?
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Actually, it was actually came on again. So I'm looking at the list right now. Yep. The desktop is checked off basically. That's checked off. The Unity Android is working. I showed you. The Linux desktop. Yep, I have that. It's exported. From the tool chain, and that one's also working basically.
Cool.
Yep. And the WebGL too. Yep. Oh, the WebGL on. Are you referring to the WebGL on? Oh yeah. Sorry, on Raspberry Pi, but not on. Well, not on Linux. You're just referring to the actual one on the on the Linux desktop.
Yeah. So we want
Yep.
to run that WebGL version that you created, and then we want to actually run that in a browser on the Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
So that would be on there, and then what else do we got? We got Unity Linux, like the Linux compile, running on the Raspberry Pi, and then the Unreal Linux running on the Raspberry Pi.
Yep. Those two things. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
So I think like those would be like the next steps of what we want to do, and then after that, what I want to start doing is so once this is all working, then
oh yeah, I haven't shown you it on the Linux version too. Actually, let me show you right now the Linux one as well.
this is okay. Yeah.
Let me show you the Linux build as well, real quick. Oh, you can see what's on screen, see? Okay,
No.
just see it now.
Okay. Yeah.
My documents. So I actually created some different set of products there. I kind of made it modular to separate the Unity from the Unreal projects, basically.
Okay.
I did the same thing on the Windows too, basically. So I created a Unity projects for all the Unity games that we have, separate from the Unreal, basically, so that it could be easier to find there.
Okay. That sounds good.
And here's the binary for that. Yep, let me go ahead and Linux. Yep, there it is. So here's a race car game basically for that Unix platform. Yep, you see it.
Yep. Yeah. I see it. I see it on there.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So we'll mark that as working then. Let me edit this and I'll put that as working. Okay, cool. Very good. So I think like the next things that we're gonna do is it looks like we have 3 more on the list. Unity WebGL on the Raspberry Pi, Unity Linux on the Raspberry Pi, and Unreal Linux on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so that's good. And then like what we want to do after that. So once we get let's focus on these 3, and then after that we'll want to start finding like AR games, augmented reality type games, and that use like AR. Like basically, what I'm looking for is like you have like a USB camera or something.
Yep.
Yeah. So we just get like a USB camera, and then we do like an AR type game.
Okay.
That It doesn't have to be anything sophisticated, like one of these, like, I think we should probably start with Unreal. But anyway, let's continue to work on these three things. Finish up this list first, and then what we'll want to do is take videos and take like a video of each of these. You don't need to put your voice in it or anything. You don't have to voice over it. I mean, you can just like record a video.
I could use like Snagit, right? There's a Snagit video, like a desktop video or a recorder.
Yes, exactly, and just like record each and every one of these scenarios.
Okay.
Like, like a 30-second clip of each one.
Okay. Got it.
And then once you have that, you can put that onto our, put that onto our teams, and I'll upload it. We have a ticket system, but I'm trying to assign these tickets to you, but it doesn't look like you have access.
Not yet.
So I need to go and figure out what's going on there.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that'll be good.
All right. So yep. So I'll be working on that on the Raspberry Pi, getting that build set up for that.
Perfect. Yeah, I think those are probably going to be like all these are good,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think like the Raspberry Pi ones are going to be really nice to proof of concept here. So then we can start installing our firmware, like our RDK firmware, onto the Raspberry Pi, and then get it working. But I just want to keep it simple with Raspbian as a milestone.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll move on over to the our firmware running on the Raspberry Pi. That's not running Raspbian, but our OS.
All right.
So that'll be next week, not next week type thing. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. So this is cool. Great job, James. Wonderful. Really, really good. This is. I think these are this is excellent that we're able to go through this. And oh yeah, also one thing also as like an output. So so like work output. So basically there's going to be like tickets, and I'm going to try to get those signed to you. Oh, by the way, did you hear anything yet about the NDA?
Yeah. I still haven't gotten any emails about it yet. Basically.
All right. I
Yeah.
sent another one this morning. I sent another one to Tracy.
I haven't been getting much emails on the Outlook. I mean, on the Outbox.
Yeah, it's probably because I'm guessing because you're not on the you're not on the in our ticketing system. So I need to get to the bottom of that and see what's going on there. But basically, what we're going to do for output is record a video for each one of these, and then also have a document on how to, like, for each one, like how you built it, So it's sort of like, hey, go to this location, download the source code, open this up. Here's how you compile it for WebGL. So you have one document for like WebGL, and you have another one for, hey, this is how I built it for Linux. Hey, here's how I built another one for, hey, here's how I built it for the Raspberry Pi and run it on the Raspberry Pi. So that would be that would be the output of each of these things.
Okay. Got it.
And yeah, I think that is it. That is. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything else here. I think that's it.
Okay. So I'll start working on them.
So I think so this is really good, and then so we just have to work about deliverable, and the deliverable would be like a 30-second video demo of each of these, and then a ish. If it's like, yeah, I think 30 seconds is plenty, and then just like a document for each one, just describing how to build it and run it, so other people, so it's like there, so we have the history of it, and we do that there, and then so once we have the deliverable of all 7 of these, James, I'm going to be moving you on to the AR, augmented reality, side of things.
Got it.
And then so actually the complete steps, I'll just like walk through it. So after we have the deliverable of all 7 of these items, the next thing is what we're going to do next week is I'm going to, once this is done, I'll send you a version of our operating system that you can install with an SD card onto your Raspberry Pi.
Got it.
And then basically the next step would be like, hey, let's run the Unity and the Unreal Linux one on there. It should just run. If it runs on Raspbian, it should just run there as well. But if not, there might be some work we need to do there. So basically that would be what we want to do there to complete that app. So those will be the next short-term things. And then immediately after that, I'm going to be getting you into the AR realm. To start working, because basically this is all basically where I'm going, and maybe it's good to take a step back and look at the big picture. Again, once I get the NDA out to you, you can start attending these meetings.
Okay.
Again, there's probably nothing really too interesting for you to know about these meetings yet, because it's just everyone's working on parallel stuff.
Yep.
Like one person's working on trying to get the networking stack working. Another person's working on like USB camera support, like that. So it's not like, I mean, I think it would be good and interesting for you to hear that, but I mean, it's just like, I don't think there's like anything blocking. You can continue to. So I'll continue to. Like, I sent a follow-up email this morning asking, hey, is the NDA, has it been sent? But it sounds from you that it hasn't. So we'll hopefully, I'll push more heavily on Monday if there's absolutely nothing. So I'll give her 24 more business hours to do that. Because she is based out of Europe, so maybe she's off for the day or something. So
I see.
Okay. So the first thing is I just wanted to get basic Unity and Unreal games running on the Raspberry Pi. That's the first thing I wanted to do. No AR stuff, just real basic things. And then the next thing I want to do after that is install our operating system onto the Raspberry Pi, and then get those same games running on the Raspberry Pi, but running our operating system instead of Raspbian. That's like the next thing. And then once we have that, which is basically we have the ability to compile and run Unity and Unreal games on our operating system on the Raspberry Pi, simple, that's a huge milestone.
Yep.
Because then we can start moving on to what I actually want you to focus on, which would be the augmented reality.
Okay. Got it.
Yep. So, but that's the big picture. That's the big vision. And so I think like having these are huge steps. Like all these are like really, 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 really big steps. And but that's the but jumping right to the AR, I think is too big of a bite all at once. And then, but this is nice because we now have some things to show along the way, like, hey, James got this working, James got that working. Here's how we did it, and things like that. So it shows progress and deliverable.
Got it.
While working towards our final vision.
Yep.
Okay. Very nice.
Clear.
Very, very nice. And anything else you wanted to discuss today?
I think it is clear. So I'll be working on just getting a build for the Raspberry Pi as well, and I'll show it to you, making sure that it's all set up.
Yeah, sounds good. Whenever, feel free to give me a call whenever you would like, or send me a message, and when you have something to show, I would love to see it.
Sure.
Look forward to seeing it. Great demos here today, James.
Thank you.
And yeah, keep up the great work. It's absolutely great working with you.
Yep, same thing.
Okay. All right. Thanks, James. Bye bye.
All right, bye.